Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so that you never miss a video. As you can tell by the title, we are talking about The Prepared Graduate again. I told you guys, every video we're talking about The Prepared Graduate. Every video we're saying pre-order this book, pre-order, but today is a special day. And from the title of the video, you can tell that I'm going to be doing a little bit of an overview of the book, giving a little bit more detail without giving too much, because you still gotta order it. Links to order the book are in the description box. But yeah, I thought it would be nice for you guys to get a little bit more of an insight into the book. I know I did a video sometime like a few weeks ago about it, but I'm going to be talking about the different sections of the book, as well as going into more detail about quotes that I have gotten for the book. So let's start with the quote and the endorsement. So in the last video, I was telling you guys that I got an endorsement from the president of the American Association of Colleges and Universities. Very happy about it. But the crazy thing is about getting that endorsement, I just sent an email. Like I always tell you guys on this channel, the worst thing anybody can tell you is no. And if they tell you no, so what? It wasn't meant for you anyway. It was not meant for you anyway. That's how I see it. So I just reached out to Lynn Pascarella, who is the commissioner president of the association, and I asked her if she'd be willing to provide a review quote for my book. And she said, yeah. She was like, sure, send me some materials, I'll read it and let you know if I can provide a quote for you. This is exactly what she said, okay? She said, at a time when integrating career services into academic affairs is more critical than ever for meeting American higher education's historic mission of educating for democracy, this book offers compelling practical advice for connecting curriculum to career through high impact practices. We're talking about democracy. We're talking about American history. American history. That's what we're talking about. And on the cover of the book, her quote is here, but it was a little too long, so it was abbreviated. So it just says, this book offers compelling practical advice for connecting curriculum to career through high impact practices, with her name as well as the association. And I think it's so, like, I just have to thank God, because the fact that that's on the cover of my book, to receive an endorsement from an association that big off of just sending an email, I feel speaks to how valuable this text could be. And I really wish that like colleges would create an an elective course where students could opt into taking a career education course or a life preparation course. But you know, this book is one step closer, so hopefully schools catch on to the vibes and they implement this into their curriculum. You see, implement it. Okay, the other quote that I wanted to speak to was a quote that I received from another career coach. I did an interview with her, actually, Faria Tasneem, the founder, CEO of the Cohort Collective, where she also offers career advice for Generation Y and Z, Generation Y being millennials. And I think it's always great to connect with people who are of like mind, but to have someone in the same field as you kind of give a stamp of approval to what you're trying to achieve is truly a beautiful thing. So what she said about the book was, there's a difference between marketing and mentoring. And The Prepared Graduate is mentorship in capital letters. Every narrative is tied to concrete advice for the next generation of career savages. Oh, Babes really gave me I love it. And the thing about her is she's not gonna give advice, or she's not gonna give a quote for a book that she actually doesn't believe in. Her whole brand is about hashtag fluffless feed, and if you go on her LinkedIn profile, that's all she talks about, is being authentic, being real, no fluff, no nonsense, because you see a lot of fluff and nonsense on LinkedIn sometimes. So I appreciated that that's what she gave, but the book really does offer a lot of career education advice. I can't stress it enough. Like, if you want to book a consult with me to talk about your career plans, I highly advise, if you want to cut down on the cost, because I think a 30-minute consult is about $50 or something like that, or a 15-minute consult is about $50. This book is $16.95, and this book will answer everything I'll answer on a phone call. I'm telling you, $16.95. $16.95. It will answer everything you need. I mean, The Prepared Graduate provides guidance on topics like finding the right career path for career success, resumes, job interviews, salary negotiations, networking in-line, on-person, practical financial literacy, and so much more. So pre-order the book. So going a little bit more into the structure of the book, there are 3 parts, 9 chapters. The first part is called Forge Forward. And that section of the book is kind of self-explanatory. You have adversities, but you know, part of being a career savage or just being a boss in your career is understanding those adversities and changing your attitude about it and just deciding what you're gonna do in order to take yourself, your life, your career to the next level. So that's really what Forge Forward, that part 1 is about. There's 2 chapters in that section. Part 2 is really the meat of the book, and that is titled Senior Year. Even though it says senior year, I will say this again, it's applicable to graduate students. It's applicable to anybody in any education system at all. High school, college, grad school, med school, law school, whatever school, doesn't matter. It's applicable to everybody. Part 2 is really great because I talk a lot about my own personal experiences and how I, like Faria said, take my experience to give actual tangible advice rather than me saying, this is what you say in an interview, without really having the experience, without giving anyone the context of where that advice is coming from. And that was always my issue with career advice too, was like, you're giving me advice, but where is this coming from? Like, how do I know that what you're saying is applicable to what I need? You're not giving me context. I don't know. So I think that part 2 is really, really great. And there are, I don't remember exactly how many chapters are in it, but 9 in the whole book, 2 in part 1, 2 in part 3. So part 3 is called Facing Reality. And that is where you really get a great amount of early career advice, early professional advice. We're talking health, we're talking about financial literacy, we're talking about mental health, we're talking about matriculating back into a corporate world after being in this environment. Because I think college environment, graduate school environment, any school environment where you're with your friends all the time, or like, I don't know, just different things. It's different to matriculate into that life after being in the school system. And I don't think anyone really talks about it. Like when I moved back to LA after finishing undergrad, I was really depressed because I was so used to living in a house with all my roommates, all my friends, my best friends. And now I'm just in this world where I have to go to work at 7 a.m. and come home at 5 and then do what? I'm so tired. Like, how do I balance what I want for myself? And I think in navigating my career, I've been able to figure out what works for me in my life. I always talk about how I will not take a job that requires me to be in the office at this moment in my life, because I'm young and I want to be able to like travel and do what I want and not have my employer in my ear talking about you have to come in the office. For why? For whom? For what? Like, I don't get why I need to be there. However, if I was married and had kids, I probably would want to go to the office just to like get away, because sometimes working in a house with your family is really, really difficult. And I understand that because it's difficult for me sometimes to work at my mom's house because there's so much going on with my niece and my other siblings. And like, we're all in and out of my mom's house just saying hello. I mean, I get it, but I don't think schools talk enough about how that really affects people and how it affects them being able to excel and be confident in early career when you're navigating depression because you are in a new environment and you're like, what is this? Like, nobody ever told me all these things. Nobody ever told me what a 401k was. No one ever told me what an IRA was. And then you don't know these things now as soon as you start working in corporate America. And then you go 4 or 5 years later and some of your friends are like, yeah, I have X amount in my 401k, or like my job gave me a really good 401k, and you're just learning about it at 29 or 30, which is fine. Literally nothing wrong with that. Better to learn now than never. But this book, you know what I'm gonna say? The book will tell you everything you need to know. The book drops January 25th of 2022. So remember to pre-order the book right now. So January 25th, it ships to you. Quick. You read it and you're prepared for spring, summer vibes. This is actually a perfect, I'm telling you, January is the perfect time to read this book because after you read it, you'll feel ready to start the new year. This is the game changer for your career. Don't forget to pre-order. You can go on my personal website, KyyahAbdul.com or careersavage.com/thepreparedgraduate on both websites. You can go to Mango, you can go to Amazon, you can just type in Google, you will find it. Links are in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave comments down below. Until next time, bye.